Okay, we're going
live regardless. So.
Going live! 3, 2, 1 on Dreadful Place.
Fight.
And starting off following Fortune for 102 inside this rail area.
Do you know what's really interesting about this disc is at least we get to see 3 of 102 on much lower pings than normal.
This will be a very interesting scenario playing out actually. And you know what else is interesting? Apparently they had some bad results even against these mixed teams.
Yeah, I heard they lost the game 2-0 or something.
Yeah, so maybe just 102s just aren't in good form. Doesn't matter on the ping or any of those elements. Fortune does get taken out there. First quad will be up soon on this Dreadful Place. 7-1 at the start here. They look like they're in good positions, this mixed team here.
Well, yeah, they're doing really good work at the quad, supporting each other on the different entrances that people are trying to come in.
Just trying to block off this upper door from Cass at the moment. There is the quad. It's a very late quad. Fears manages to pick it, but Immortal steaming in, taking him out there.
Yeah, I think they had too much defense on one side of the quad room, and Immortal got in with those rockets, and there was no chance of survival.
Crazy. Right, still following Cass. Not actually knowledgeable about him as a player. Of course, we know all of 102 over the years. As we know, they're in Clan-based Euro Cup, which we've been covering.
Well, we know Impulse THD, that is Frozen.
Ah, yeah, of course. Frozen. Fears, we know.
Cass I've seen wearing the M19 tag before, so he might be an old M19 player even, who knows? Maybe some knowledgeable Russians can tell us more about these players, or at least tell the people watching in the chat more about these players.
Teams have tied up 102. They're playing a lot slower game than we've seen them. Following Pavel at the moment. He's not really racing around the map. He's playing quite cautious.
Yeah, but you often see 102 on this side of the map. You know, they often like to play here rather than at the red. They like the mega. They like the good access to the rail and lightning gun.
Especially Pavel. We've seen time and time again him play that mega area, even when his team's controlling the red.
Missed out on that mega though. It's a really nice push out by Fears. Because when you do play that mega side, you really do need that mega, and it's not good to give it away. Especially not so close to quad.
Yeah, 20 seconds before quad. Fears gets caught by Starosta there in defense with that shotgun. No teammates really supporting her. It looks like that upper entrance has been blocked off, although he sees his teammate go down. Oh, just gets spotted by his opponent, and he's been caught out quite badly there. Actually, good timing for Fears to peek in and draw his attention away. Quad's up on his spot.
Very good attack though.
To switch round to the quad. Fears picks it. He's got a nice chunk of armour as well. Worked out very nicely for him. That's not worked out that nicely. They took a lot of damage from that lightning gun, a little bit of plasma as well. Missed out on the red. Going to take a vulnerable route, but look, Mega's sitting there. There's no challenge either.
It's easy for him to do that. I mean, where are 102 at the moment? They're possibly hiding in the quad area.
Fortune is taken out. It wasn't a massive run.
No, but it pushed 102 into positions that teams don't ideally want to be pushed back into. It looked like they maybe took refuge at the quad, and now they're still under some amount of pressure at the mega area. Mega coming up in 10 seconds, and they'll need to secure that pickup.
Back onto Fear's point of view. He's only got 12 health at 25. Will be yummy. Add to that a yellow lightning gun has in his belt of weapons. So just trying to build himself back up. Get ready for it. Looks like they did take the previous red.
Well, yeah, they're 7-2 on the reds at the moment, so firmly under their control. But worryingly for 102 perhaps is that the megas are even, and they love to hold that side of the map, but they need to make sure they actually are taking the mega.
The weakness we've seen recently with 102 is the power-up play.
Yeah, indeed, and already we've seen that this other team that they're playing against, they set quad up quite nicely, and we saw some good attacks from them on the previous quad.
Fear still moving into this quad area though. Both teams are moving in about 20 seconds before, so maybe a little bit later than we perhaps like to really lock it down, but Tia, this mixed team, they're moving into the power-up areas pretty effectively. Starosta doing a lot of damage there with the plasma. The quad is going to be up, but it's in the hands of Pavel, and he's got a massive stack of armor to work with shotgun and plasma as well.
It's a great late attack by Pavel and Immortal.
Rushing around towards this red armor area again. Here's his opponents above. He's now got a lightning gun thanks to that ammo crate. Why did Fears got that bounce pad, just giving away his frag to the quad? But I don't know, Pavel's so cautious the way he's playing at the moment. What's that in chat?
Interesting.
What did he say?
They abort the server again, and they'll be automatically disqualified. Implying that they've already done that once, I guess.
Pavel just dealing out quite a bit of damage, but also taking a fair chunk. He's got that armor stack, thanks to that red he picked up before, but not too much health. Cat's going down, point blank range shotgun. The 50's not up for Pavel. Probably wants to wait around here as long as he can, but it's a vulnerable position to wait around.
Yeah, he's still got time before this next set of power up. Well, this next quad, sorry. So he has got time to just look around for health. Doesn't want to just run about low health and risk losing what he has.
Well, Cat's going so aggressive there with a teammate in support as well. It really destroyed Pavel. He couldn't really do anything about that.
Yeah, and then they're picking up 3 kills there 30 seconds before quad, so that just put 102 at a disadvantage unless they can get in on some of these items. But look, Immortal steals away that red, so he'll be looking good.
That was basically the one before quad.
Yeah, and defending quad with a lightning gun is wonderful. People coming through tight doorways, up bounce pads, and that's a really strong lightning gun as well.
There's Immortal lightning gun. Still plenty of shotgun. Looks like he wants this quad. 102 really couldn't challenge for that at all. They want to try and retain as much of this lead as they can, despite not having the power up. Oh, sorry, they have.
Wow. Had to back off against a machine gunner because his shotguns were missing.
Yeah, he's pretty unfortunate. Couldn't quite get the frag then, get the lightning gun, but he's caught out.
Yeah, he's punished for failing to kill that machine gunner because he got whittled down to such low health. Might have been able to survive that low splash damage rocket there.
So this is Frozen. Of course, pretty famous in the community for certain comments he made in the past, but
famous for his team that had a cheater that he didn't realise was someone who claimed to be someone else. That was rather entertaining. That was ages ago now as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, right at the start of Quake Live.
Well, not quite right at the start.
2010, something like that. Does catch out Fortune off the spawn, though he did use a lot of LG ammo to take him out. 26% accuracy. Switch around pretty quickly there to Fortune again. He picks up that 50. So irritating for Frozen.
It's weird when he's using a lightning gun. To me, it looks so lagged, but he's got 13 ping.
Yeah, it
just doesn't seem to be hitting very well with it. Well, yeah, exactly. I would say that I'd rather have higher ping using it, but people say that lower ping's better.
So this is actually, the team is actually called RU Mix, so Russian Mix. So
told you,
named
didn't
it correctly.
My information is accurate.
Got good sources. Fortune just diving in there, stealing away that mega.
It's a big steal. Coming up to quad.
Misses those air rockets. His rockets aren't actually quite as good at this lower ping. Although that does.
Well, actually, he's got 80 ping this.
Oh, has he? Yeah, the quad comfortably picked up by Starosta.
It's fortunate there. I mean, you see him missing those shotguns against another shotgunner. He could have been punished heavily.
Red Army's only got 12 health. The 50 is up. They might want to even source. Oh
wow.
My god, that was a close rocket. They might want to source a bit more health before he rushed out into that open area. Whoa, look at the damage he takes from multiple angles there. Frozen eventually getting the frag on him.
And it's interesting that they all gather together at the rail. I mean, it's very good that you also gather together to try and counter the quad, but that's quite a strange part of the map to choose to do it.
Yeah, it's risky. I mean, if you're defensive, you don't hit your shots, you're all going to die pretty quick.
paid off though, because gathering an area with an important item is, if it works, it's certainly preferable to gathering, let's say, at the quad, or the corridors around the quad, which are better as a defensive position, but obviously there's nothing important there.
Certainly is. So, probably approaching around this mega area. It's a nice easy frag on Immortal there. Shotgun.
Yeah, and the size of the map that teams are playing have changed. We saw 102 at the start, they were just playing from the mega, but since the start, where they were heavily behind on red armor pickup, it's actually now ahead 14 to 10, whereas it was something like 7 to 2 at the beginning.
It's a pretty rapid turnaround, really.
Yeah, and now 20 frags in the lead, which is interesting because we often see them, even when they have the chance, they sometimes don't actually play at the red, even when they have the opportunity to do so.
Last mega before the power up in the hands of Frozen. Direct rocket on Starosta.
Yeah, great rocket.
Trying to force his way into this quad area. He's got team support as well. Done a good job of
man,
that.
he should have hit that rail.
Doesn't actually matter in the end. His teammate Cass just deals with it pretty comfortably. Oh! Does get the rocket frag. Looking like it could again be a Russian mixed team. Quad here. It is in the hands of Fears. This is a difficult frag to pick up. Might just want to move away. Does do good. Pummel frag on Thrusty. Wasn't going to get tricked there.
Yeah, teammate cleared up that player that he left, but I always like it when quads do that. I mean, Immortal was doing really nice dodging work around that pillar, and it would have been a huge waste of time if Fears had tried to.
Oh my god, he's walked right into those grenades!
Jesus.
I thought after the first one he'd probably just try and back off or rush through, and he kind of just wandered.
He was kind of popped up in the air almost.
Wow. He will not want to watch that back. Score.
I mean, bearing in mind he was stacked as well. I mean,
yeah.
Very frustrating.
Just taking the red.
Fall victim to those kind of grenades, but well placed. Probably a degree of fortune involved, but still well placed.
Switch around to Immortal here. Just rushing on the red armor area with Fortune. Cycle around a little bit. Yeah, Fortune not too stacked himself to the roster. Waiting to counter with the lightning gun. Picks up the frag on Fears and back to Pavel. Let's cycle round. Fears just waiting on the LG here. Cass only 10 health. Gonna go down to Immortal. We'll just stick with Immortal then. 100 armor to his name. Shotgun in hand. Going out this upper area to challenge maybe over the Mega.
Yeah, they seem to be doing a better job now, 102. They've had that red armor for a while. Now they're actually pushing out quite effectively with it. Saw the push to Mega there. We're used to seeing them, run aggressively around the map.
So 20 seconds till this next power up. Again, 102's power up play hasn't actually been that great as we've seen all of Eurocup, but it looks like maybe this time they could get in. That's taken out. This is good rockets by Immortal. He's even picked up a lightning gun that shouldn't have been dropped in that position, really.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Good easy first frag. Might look for a second rush into this rail basement. Not going to be counted on this occasion. Fears couldn't quite get the second shotgun shot in, although he did a chunk of damage.
Yeah, he did pretty much full damage with his first hit, so that was really nice by Fears, the way he doubled back on the quad and nearly gripped him.
This is a good quad run though. He's got 4 frags on this. He's confiscated away that rail as well. 5 frags in the run.
Yeah. Maintains that 20 frag lead or so. Lead had been cut to about 15 frags maybe prior to the quad.
You always expect, a mixed team to really be dominated by a clan team. You expect, especially the power-ups, to go vastly in the way in Suicide. Pretty much they're diving in. Immortal coming out on top with the lightning gun, but you expect the clan team to pick up way more power-ups. Let's have a look at what it's like at the moment. It's actually only 4-3. Have about 40 seconds more.
Well, they have exactly 40 seconds more.
And it is the quad time that really counts, not the pickups. But the pickup, only one difference. Kind of want to see 102 really use that team play that they should have an advantage with. move in and take these
Well,
power-ups earlier.
this might be a mixed team, but you never know how often they might play together at the same time.
They've moved in towards the quad area now. 15 seconds. Looks like 3 of the deliberate murder team are in position already. There's only 3 quads left to spawn on the map. That's good defensive play by Pavel. Fierce catches him out. He's got a nice chunk of armor to work with as well. Oh, popped up in the air. Immortal getting out of there with... He had a hefty amount of armor, but he's taken so much damage from first the machine gun, then the rail. Oh, wow. Fierce dropped
Yeah,
down.
Fierce was the guy who hit the rail on his back as well as he was exiting the quad room.
He's at 59% rail. Still on Fierce, actually. Very aggressive in that area. Comes out on top brilliantly. Lightning guns up as well. So, wow, he couldn't have done a better job. To get 2 players with machine gun and then a pummel.
There's nice shotgun work as well, though. No, possibly didn't have the right to make that kill. The guy pushing from red really should have done a better job.
Pavel with the plasma countering Fierce's pummel attack. Didn't work on that occasion for him. It's about 60 seconds, a minute of play until we have the penultimate power up. Wow.
Frozen, I guess we'll call him, even though his name's THD, Tape Head, or whatever it is.
What's it stand for?
Tape Head, I think?
Tape Head.
Yeah.
Should we call him that?
Guess so.
Or THD?
I don't like names like THD because you have to say every letter. Yeah, but I'm not VOR.
DISREPUTE.
Change your name to DICK.
20 seconds until this penultimate quad. Fierce trying to just spam a load of plasma around. He does get railed though, Pavel. Probably not actually that useful a time to have killed him because he might get the opportunity to get in here, though it looks like he's going to be stuck at the lightning gun end of the map. Pavel, a nice little jump rail. Trying to finish off his opponent with the shotgun. Does get the frag in the end. Quad's eliminated instantly though. Immortal got the pick. Think they can come back into this now? I mean, 2.5 minutes.
Nah,
one quad, 30 frags, the margin.
Their good play at the beginning of the game was we saw them set quad up nicely and have some quad runs. That's where their good play at the start came from, this mixed team. But they haven't been able to maintain it, and there's no chance of turning it around in 2.5 minutes. Not with the way they're playing it. You know, you'd have to have some sort of amazing run of just constant frags, and it's not what they're doing, and it's not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly a weak map for 102. We saw
Exactly, it's their home map.
decimate Sito in that final map of the best of 5 in last season's grand final of Clan Base Eurocup. Very strong team on this map. They do have their off days, but they're looking in for control of this one. So, I mean, we don't know the next maps. I'm not quite sure of actually the map pool.
No.
I wouldn't think it would massively differ.
Well, hey, it's going to be a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it will differ because, you know, perhaps they don't like some of the new maps that have been picked up in, say, Eurocup, and maybe they're running something different.
The next map is DM7.
Yeah, I don't mind.
DM6.
Yeah, I don't mind. If not, just play Hidden Fortress and I'll be happy.
Van Backer, should we call him? Not really sure of him. He is either
Vampka?
1 minute warning.
8 impressives there. We don't often get to see, you know, some of the Russian scene. They have such a big scene, but
Doesn't Fears play for Team Evo, or
Evo,
didn't
yeah.
he? Yeah, I thought so.
shotgun in hand, moving through towards the red armor. Here's his opponent behind him, rushing back, looking for this frag. Oh no! What? Did he? He actually cratered him. He landed on his head, and that took him out because I think he was just pushed onto the bounce pad at the same time. It's that, I don't know if that's a bug or
It's intended,
what, really.
mate. crush him.
He would have been taken out though by the pummel, I feel. So I guess a good frag by Fears. But it seems like he's given up with 15 seconds to go. So pretty then. For deliberate murder.
Yeah, I guess.
On this first map.
Blue wins.